We have already seen besan laddu. Today I'll show you some healthier version. Now, as we know, besan has real good proteins, but still it lacks in some amino acids, so it doesn't make complete proteins. Today I'm making healthier version with 4 different types of flours, and you can use whatever your choice. Just mix those flours, play around, that's fine. Today we have here buckwheat flour, chana flour, semolina, that is source of wheat, and mung flour. You can use roughly equal proportion. We have icing sugar here, little bit of cardamom, little bit of milk, just if we need later on for kneading and all that purpose. Here we have some raisins, ghee, pre-roasted chopped pistachio nuts, and milk solids or mawa or khawa. Different ingredients, generally these flours and oils, they have different heating points or burning points or boiling points. So what happens if we mix these flours together and then if we roast it, some will get burnt, some will remain just raw. Just to avoid that, we'll roast these flours separately one by one. So I'm starting with chana flour because chana flour is the most crucial. It should be roasted or cooked as explained before to make it more digestive. Different pulses, they have different amino acids which are essential to our body, but generally in pulses few amino acids are lacking. So some will have, like for an example lysine, some will not have. So maybe one essential amino acid is present, another is not there. That kind of situation is there. Is we can mix 3 to 4 different flours and bring some recipe out of it. So now this chana flour is golden brown, nicely roasted, giving out nice aroma. Next flour is buckwheat flour. Buckwheat in Marathi or in India it is called as kuttu flour. Kuttu flour is not flour of any cereal or pulse. It is kind of fruit which looks like seed, and it is very easy to digest. It is with complete protein with all the essential amino acids for your body. It has so many important healthy or medicinal properties, like it is good for your cholesterol, it is good for blood pressure, it is good for diabetes, even bladder stone and all. So it is considered as superfood nowadays. I am not roasting it too much because I might kill some vitamins and essential ingredients from that. So this kuttu or buckwheat flour is ready. Here I have used mung flour. So mung is very easy to digest. It doesn't give flatulence and all. So if you have any stomach problem, generally it is recommended that you have mung sprouts in your curries or in your food. So quickly I'm roasting this. If I don't roast it, what happens is like it will not give flavor to it, because then you can taste some raw kind of thing. Here I'm noticing this mung flour is not burning like your chana flour. It is not becoming brown so quickly. So considering that, my logic is it must be having high burning point. Last and but not least is your suji or semolina. Semolina is made out of wheat. It is having good amount of proteins. Now if I add this will not become gluten free, but if I use buckwheat and chana flour, just these two things, it will become gluten free as well. But I'm just looking after taste and mixture of all essential amino acids and full proteins and that kind of thing. So I'm not considering this as gluten free laddu, because this rava gives real good texture. It is coarse and The grains are almost equal in size, not like in chana flour. Now I can see it is nice roasted. I am taking out this semolina from the pan. Now our process starts. I am putting this ghee. So proportion is like this: couple of bowls of ghee, and then say sort of 4 bowls of all flours together. So you can mix it according to your taste, according to your needs, whatever. As I explained, you can make it gluten free, or you can make just tasty. You can make as superfood. Just use buckwheat flour. That's it. Now this ghee is melting, so I'm adding these flours one by one. 2, here goes buckwheat, and here goes moong. On top of it, I have these granules of khawa, which I have made it beforehand. I'm adding that as well. If you are health conscious, or if you want to make it for some specific reasons, you can avoid certain things. For an example, if you want to make it gluten free, don't add semolina. If you want to make it lactose free, because some people they are intolerant to lactose, that is milk protein, don't add that, because here I am using khawa or mawa, so that should be avoided. This mixture of flours is properly roasted. So in this warm mixture, I am going to add milk. Milk will help partially cook particles of this flour, and it will help binding these together, because this is too coarse, so binding will be, or binding might be a difficult task. This healthy flour mixture is roasted on ghee, then little bit of milk is added, and it's ready for laddus. Color is a bit darker because of brownish, but that's not because of over roasting or something. It's because it has moong flour, and that moong flour, it was with that hull, so it is green hull, so it is ground together, and that's why it gives a bit darker color. So mixture is bit warm, not totally cold, not hot. I can easily handle it, so it's warm mixture, and I'm adding icing sugar into it, or powdered sugar. On top of it, little bit of cardamom, and I'm mixing it together. If it is not binding properly, just add little bit of milk and it will start binding. Generally, the proportion of this powdered sugar is, say if it is 4 cups of flour, then 3 cups of sugar. But obviously, you decide what you like. If you like more sweet, add a little bit of more sugar. If you like less sweet, less sugar. This was a bit dry, and because we have used coarse flours, like semolina is coarse, chana flour is coarse, so binding is a bit difficult. That's why I have added a little bit of milk. Don't worry, it dries up. As we have added milk, like much amount of milk, and khoa or mawa, that is milk solids, you have to keep this in fridge once you make it. You can't keep it outside for a long period of time. Just couple of days is fine, but not much. I'm adding chopped pistachio nuts. Again kneading it. And the consistency is like roti atta, so which is very good to roll the laddus. Now this dough is perfectly made. You can see it's like soft but not very thin. So just take a little bit of portion of this And now we are not supposed to do like this, because that was for besan laddu it is hard, but for this it's soft. This laddu reminds me of kardanta. It's mithai from region of Karnataka. It has coconut, poppy seeds, chopped nuts. You can add those things here and make it more healthier.